going to talk to Paul Borden from the Southern Automotive Media Association, SAMA, who celebrated its fourth annual Topless in Miami event to pick the best convertibles in the market. How are you, Paul?
Doing fine, Javier. How are you?
Thank you very much. And again, I think this is the second year that I'm not being able to attend, so I feel really sorry for that, but really happy to talk to you.
I'm sorry you couldn't be there.
Exactly, to do a recap of it. So I've been seeing some coverage on social media and all that stuff. So tell us about it. How was it?
We were a little concerned, obviously, for the day before when it was raining basically all afternoon. It was heavy, of course, by the mainland, but this time it was even raining down around the hotel. And we woke up to overcast weather on Thursday morning, but it broke up and it was a beautiful day and a very active day, and not quite as taxing as it was before when we had to drive 17 because we changed our format a little, but it worked out really well.
It's been growing, the event, right? I mean, for the fourth event, there's more cars, more participation. Also, I saw that some colleagues from other parts of the country came to cover it. That's great too.
Right, we had a couple people down from GAMA, the Greater Atlanta Automotive Media Association. Of course, we had our usual turnout, probably around, I believe, I don't know whether we ever got an exact count, but it was over 70 members who were down here to take part. They drove 17 different convertibles and judged them and scored them in 5 different categories, and then we had a special board that basically went through the 5 category winners and selected the convertible of the year.
That's great, because I think in past years, if I remember, it's been kind of tough to pick the winners because, I mean, there's such a difference, right? I mean,
right. Well, it was scored a little bit different this time. We asked members to rate the convertibles 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was one category that had 5 entrants, the others had 3 apiece. The way we break it down, and the voting was in all the categories was extremely close. In one category, it came down to 1 vote, and wow. So it was really a competitive situation.
There's a lesson also for that famous phrase: "Every vote counts," right?
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. It certainly did, and like I say, I really was impressed with the lot of convertibles, not the quality of the convertibles that were in the field.
So can we go by the categories and maybe just start like I don't know how did they break it down, but let's start like, I don't want to say the lower category, but I don't know if it was break down by price or what.
There were different ways of looking at it. We struggled with this because different cars were fit in different categories. I think we had 3 cars that were all around $200,000 or more in what we call our super luxury exotic class. We had the Bentley Continental GT, which won that class. We had a Porsche Turbo S, which was also in the class, and then the other one, oh gosh, now you're going to get me. The other one in the class was the Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG. So that's 3 pretty good cars right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hard to pick.
I'm sorry?
Hard to pick in that category. I mean, like...
It was extremely difficult. The luxury class was the biggest class. The winner out of that was the Audi RS5. There was the Lexus 350C in there. There was Infiniti Q60. Is it 60? Yeah, I believe that's correct. I'm sorry, I'm going by headline and memory. I'm a little bit dazzled and frazzled here. But the Audi RS5 won that one.
Yeah.
The full size, we kind of have gone back and forth with cars before. The basic standard is it's a convertible that seats 4 passengers, or it says it seats 4 passengers. I really think some backseat passengers would not have to have legs to get in that car.
Yeah, those are the ones they call 2+2, right? I mean, some of those seats are not really useful for.
No, they're really not. The Ford Mustang came out the winner in that category, and that was a very close competition with the Chevy Camaro. And then we had the sports roadster category. There was your Corvette was in there, and the Corvette emerged. We had the Jaguar F-Type in that one, and then the Nissan 370Z, which had won last year, was the 3rd entrant. And then we had a small category, which the Mazda Miata won that one. Also in that one was the Fiat, which had won it the last 3 years. And
yeah,
they
broke the
BMW Beetle. We were going to retire the trophy for the Fiat, but this time the Mazda Miata MX-5 MX-5 won.
Yeah, I remember in the past 3 years, everybody was saying that, wow. I mean, at the first year, obviously, the Fiat it was pretty new back then. And then the next 2 years was kind of a surprise that, see, I mean, it was close competition, I guess, between those two cars.
They, of course, the last couple of years, they gave us special models, like it was the basic 1 year, it was the, as you mentioned, the first year, it was the basic 500C, and then they had the A-Barth or All-Barth, and then I can't remember exactly the one.
It was the Gucci edition, I think.
That's what it was, and then this year it was the GQ edition. So they were coming up with some stylish cars, and that has the A-Barth engine in it, so it was quite a treat to drive. But Miata finally got one, which is probably one of the most underrated, I think, convertibles out there. It's a fun little car to drive, particularly when you put a manual transmission in that thing. It just was a little. It was the hardtop also.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good timing for that car to win, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and it's a very popular car. And they're coming up with, I think, special edition for that anniversary. I don't know if that was the car that was here.
No, as a matter of fact, they had scheduled that one, and then apparently the anniversary edition was not available at the last minute, so they brought the standard MX-5, and I really thought that it was impressive in its own right.
So, I mean, it's the event again is growing and a pretty good participation. I mean, what was your particular favorite cars? I guess can you tell us? Is the boat secret?
The way we did it this year, I believe you probably know, we limited people to 2 categories to score each. We could get out and drive them, the other cars later, because I didn't want to deny them that. But as the guy kind of in charge of the event or doing the event, we were in doing all the scorekeeping in the afternoon while people were out there driving the cars. So I drove the 2 in my class, which was a small class, and I really liked the Miata. And then I also drove the full size, what used to be family at one time, until the Camaro won it. And I'm saying, well, I'm not really sure what family's driving V8 Camaros these days, but anyway, I drove the Mustang, the Camaro, and then the Jeep Wrangler was in that category also. The Jeep Wrangler, I'll tell you, I was surprised at the quality of ride in that. Obviously, it's an off-road vehicle, but the quality of road on the pavement was pretty good, pretty impressive.
Yeah, all those Jeeps, the new generation of Jeeps are pretty amazing, and that's a very popular car here in South Florida too. I mean, you guys see it all over the place, and it's really, I mean, it's not like a traditional convertible, but once you take that top, it's pretty fun to do too.
No, it's not a traditional convertible. You got that right. I don't know. You don't push a button to put the top up or down. There's a little operation there. And this also was the 4-door edition, which has been around for a couple of years. You might correct me on that. Yeah. But I believe it was at least that they introduced that. So it was a surprising little ride. So it got some votes in that category, so you can't ever tell.
Exactly. So, Paul, I mean, this finished already now, and I guess the 5th anniversary is gonna be even bigger, I guess, huh? Because I mean, it's kind of.
I hope so. We had the one that we were kind of disappointed we didn't get in. The Mini Cooper, we could not. They could not get it to us. But other than that, we had pretty much every convertible that's out there. The Smart Car was not there. I think they still had the one that you can take the top down corner, so kind of like the Fiat. Some people might quibble that the Fiat is it's a different kind of convertible too. Yeah. As you well know, you keep the frame. The Mini Cooper and either the Mini Cooper convertible or the Mini Cooper Roadster would have been nice to have. That's a fun little car to drive.
Yeah, and the great thing, I mean, for us, the members of SAMA and also the manufacturers, is that it's getting to be competitive. So I bet our manufacturers want to win these things. So they're gonna keep bringing great cars for next year.
Well, I hope they do. Like I said, I had people just talking to the various people as it came in. One in particular was talking, and she was saying, the first car she drove, she was really impressed by it, and then she drove another one. She says, this is much better. And then she drove the third one. And by the time she finished driving the car, all the 5 cars in her category, the first one kind of paled a little bit in comparison. So it was just starting out good and getting better, and then getting best. So it was kind of progressed up the line that way.
Great. So the Bentley GT Continental, the winner overall, right?
No. The I'm sorry if I didn't mention that. No, the Audi RS5 one. We looked at that, and as far as, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the Bentley is an impressive car. We like the Audi RS5 more for the performance overall, in the South Florida market.
Wow, that's great.
Not that Bentley is not appealing.
So I was wrong then. Like Bentley won the big convertible category, the super luxury.
They won the super luxury exotic. Again, the RS. This year also, as you can tell, we in the past we've selected the convertible of the year that wasn't really the class winner, but this year we thought it made better sense to have picked the convertible of the year from one of the 5 class winners, and that's what we did this year. Again, that was the Bentley Continental GT and the super luxury exotic. The Audi RS5 in the luxury, and in the Mustang and in the full size, the Corvette, which is really quite a change. I mean, really quite an improvement, step up from the previous generation Corvette, was the Roadster Sport, and then the Mazda Miata again for the small. I might point out that performance category came down to like 1 vote, and as I mentioned earlier, all the voting was pretty tight, and that was the tightest.
Excellent. Well, Paul, thank you very much, and everybody and the audience can go to sama.online.org to see all the pictures and video for the coverage from all our colleagues from here organization, and I'm gonna try to make better schedule for myself next year to make sure to be there. Okay.
Well, we'll try to nail down that date. There were a couple other members that couldn't, but it was really sad because I know that all the members seem to enjoy it, and I know you have been there in the past and certainly enjoyed it, and do the best we can on that to make sure you're there next year.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, Javier.
Bye. Bueno, ahí están los resultados de Topless en Miami y ya regresamos aquí con más en Auto 060 en Cristina Radio Network.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.